When the first Pennsylvania versus Maryland team battle happened in June, and my Philly friends 5-0'd the opposing team, I remember thinking I would give anything to be a strong enough player that I get picked for one of these things. So when Shadow Royalty asked me to join a 6-person squad for a tri-state runback this fall, my answer was immediate and obvious. Yes! They even made me a kick-ass trailer. Hi, I'm FemShep. You might have seen me in everything.
Nice.
I beat Justin Wong's Impossible Zangief. I was on his Next Up reality show. I was featured on Casa Bunch once. I made it out of my pools at Evo.
Oh
I've
God,
100% put in the work, and I've been able to put in extra work because I keep getting laid off from my actual work. I've had a heck of a experience in the FGC since hopping in on Street Fighter 6.
Did you watch what happened last time?
Oh, you mean the carnage? Yes, I'm aware of the carnage that we left. When you get shut out, you want the run back so that you can defend your territory, or at the very least, get a game.
Where are you going?
Let them worry that it's going to be another 5-0. Let them hold that out. I'm on Modern. Don't fireball. I will level 3 your ass. Burn out. I don't give a fuck. I was self-aware, going into this, that I was by far the greenest fighting game player on either team. Part of me felt like maybe they'd picked me just because I'm a strong personality in the scene with an interesting backstory thanks to all the Justin Wong stuff. But I told myself, I am strong enough to hold my own against these people. No matter what, I'm not letting my team down. I proceeded to go 0-2 in the preceding standard double elimination bracket with everyone, panicked beyond belief, and ugly cry in the bathroom. I pulled myself together and determined I would lock in for my set in the 6v6. This is what happened.
All right, next we got FemShep coming up, and yeah, one thing you got to know about me, Shinku, if you trash, I'm gonna call you trash. So hopefully we get some good gameplay because I am gonna talk that shit. Oh, man, we got some nervous faces. What is going on here? FemShep, take a deep breath, calm down, and whoop that ass. You're fighting Aki.
No, in this particular matchup, I definitely say Aki has the advantage. Just can't get Marisa, to touch you and get close.
Look, I think Marisa is Unga Bunga derp-ass character. Not particularly very good if you know what to do. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people don't know what to do. FemShep is most definitely the Marisa, and we are starting.
It's a modern
off.
Marisa too, at that.
Yep. So yeah, you can just get hit and get mopped like immediately. Aki is an extremely tricky character.
She is.
We're gonna see what happens. FemShep representing Jersey. Might be the weakest state of the tri-state. We're gonna have to see. But right now, FemShep is get mobbed a little bit. Yo. Yeah. All right, so that's a round. Wait, who's this? Who is this man? She's playing against Vaseline. What is this name? What is this name? Yo, Shinku, help me out here.
I've never seen this player before in my life.
You've never seen this man before in his life?
I've never
Who
seen
is this person? Is he a ringer? Look, is BMV so trash that y'all are bringing out people that aren't even from either any of these places? Game sounds a little low.
There we go.
There it is.
That's good. All right, put him in the bubble.
All right, we got the bus out. That's okay. Let's get him, FemShep. Jump over the bubble. Punch her in her face. Punch her right now. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
she bust out. Block that. No, we don't block that.
Yeah, the names are backwards, by the way.
No, they aren't.
They're not? Oh.
FemShep's a Marisa.
Ah.
Yeah, FemShep is most definitely a modern Marisa.
Ah, okay.
All right, and FemShep gets grabbed. All right.
Oh no.
She did that.
Ooh.
All right, I don't know about that situation, but that's all right, FemShep. You got another round. You got another match.
Okay.
This time, I need you to jump up and punch that Aki in her face.
I feel like the nerves are probably kicking in a little bit too.
Yeah, that's right. Punch back at her. Just get.
Oh.
Yup. Punch Aki in the back of her mid.
Oh,
That's
what a
okay.
reset. Oh.
All right.
Oh,
All right. We got the command grab.
Oh. Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, wake up jabs.
And Vaseline can't close it out.
That's all right. She just did.
All right. That's okay.
That's okay. Yep. We got one more round away, you know.
One more round.
We just need one game. That's all we need on the board. One game.
That's all you need?
That's all we need.
All right. Well, I mean, y'all can have that. That's charity.
That's fine.
Punch. Freaking FemShep versus Vaseline. Ain't this something? That's a,
Oh.
Yo, man. When you lose in the matchup to Vaseline, that just means you're not moisturized. Oh. And that should be game.
Level 3?
That should be game.
Okay,
unless you trash.
okay.
All right.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Y'all on the board.
We're on the board. That's all that matters.
Thank God. That means y'all already did better than Pennsylvania versus Maryland won.
Exactly.
Because you have exactly one win.
Exactly.
Nice.
That's all that matters.
Good job. All right, so FemShep got washed. And next
That was
up,
a wash.
so it's 1-1.
I immediately went back to the same bathroom and ugly cried even harder, which felt even worse knowing I was crying as the only girl across all 12 players. I was genuinely afraid I wouldn't pull myself together enough to watch the remaining sets. Just leaning on the bathroom wall, thinking, this is the proof that my anxiety is right. I am not strong enough. I cannot hold my own against the truly good players. I don't deserve to be here. They shouldn't have picked me, and I've let absolutely everyone down. This was my absolute lowest point, bar none, since I started competing in Street Fighter 6. Despite my poor showing, my team ultimately won the Tri-State 6v6. Not one of them expressed disappointment in me or anger with me. They all expressed belief that I would only come back stronger from this. And my opponent, Vasiliak, is genuinely one of my friends, and was kind enough to offer to review the replay together. So this, then, is what you do when you just get washed. You cry it out or punch a pillow. You doom and change your Twitter display name to "So FemShep got washed" for a few days. Then you remember your friends believe in you. Even your opponent believes in you. And despite everything, at the end of the day, you can still choose to believe in yourself, learn from the experience, and grow as a player. Thank you so much for being up for going over this with me again and just watching it back. You said you didn't get the chance to watch this back yourself yet?
No, I have not. Not a single time yet.
I'm curious to see how you react to some of the commentary on you specifically, because I was actually kind of cracking up watching it. I expected watching it back to be just pure mortification and horror. And actually, I was kind of like, okay, I can see some of the mistakes, and also the commentators weren't just mean. Like, they were having a good time. Everybody was having a good time. It was a collective dunk. Nobody was specifically like, this girl's stupid, the way it was in my head.
Oh yeah, I figured that would be the case. I mean, I think it got a little crazy in a couple of the other sets. There's a little bit of like a child and the one commentator going at it. It was all in good fun though. It was just kind of
I don't think anything is ever gonna top for me when we had like grand finals and we put B-Son back in, and every time he landed something good with DJ, Kenny big back next to him, jumping out of his chair, shaking his chair so hard that my chair was shaking, and shrieking, "Bombaclass!" was just weeping at that point. At least then it was weeping from laughter, not just from being upset about how I played that day. That definitely snapped me out of it.
I would say Kenny is funny. I'd never met him before. He's a really funny guy.
Kenny's a good dude. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and share the video so that you can see the YouTube screen. Are you seeing YouTube or no?
Now I am.
You are?
Yes, yes.
Okay, awesome. It's working. There we go.
Next we got Femship
Let
coming
me
up.
turn up the sound real quick.
One thing you got to know about me, Shinku, if you trash, I'm going to call you trash. So hopefully we get some good gameplay because I am going to talk that shit. Oh, man, we got some nerves. What is going on here?
Can we just talk about your face here? I can only see your eyes above, like, the screen, but you are so locked in. Like, I can hear your inner monologue being like, oh my god!
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was like, here we go. Just focus on the screen. Don't think about anything else.
I wasn't
trying
looking
to,
at you. I was looking at my own screen. So in my head, I was like, he's calm. I'm nervous. We were both nervous.
Absolutely. Like I was saying, in my head, my game plan was like try to drown out all the commentary, all the other sounds and stuff. It was tough, but that was what I was trying to focus on at that moment.
You could see it in the eyes.
Femship, take a deep breath. Calm down.
Okay, the way we both went like in unison there, like, sheesh, for the pressure.
And whoop that ass. You're fighting the Aki.
No, in this particular matchup, I definitely say Aki has the advantage. Just can't get Marisa,
Okay, to be fair, I think Marisa has the disadvantage to some degree in almost every matchup right now.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I think that people on tier lists, they still put her too high. I think she's honestly, I think she's dropped in the meta since she got her updates because 100%. I think the other people's updates were just stronger.
Everybody else got buffed, and she got a couple little quality of life changes alongside significant nerfs. Her command grab Oki's gone. Her level 3 Oki is gone. There's scaling where there wasn't scaling before. A lot of stuff that just got really, cut off at the ankles.
For sure, and I think especially at the Aki matchup,
Aki got buffs on buffs.
Yeah, and her ability, just the low profile. I think it's 3 of Marisa's specials. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, she can go under the Phalanx, the Gladius. What would be the third one? I guess if it's
the step kick.
You see, that
kick,
I didn't even think about because I actually don't have step kick on Modern. A lot of people don't realize that.
Oh, wow.
My only access to Quadriga is at the end of the heavy auto combo, which is forward heavy kick, heavy Dima, Quadriga into level 3. But if I'm not routing into the auto combo, I just don't have that move because it's a quarter circle forward input, and Modern has dedicated quarter circle forward inputs to manual Gladius strengths. And since there's no separate punch and kick buttons on Modern, I just have a light button, a medium button, a heavy button. I just can't access quad, period.
Oh, so I was going to say, so you can't do EX Quadriga into wall combos,
No,
can you?
yeah, the wall combos, your max punish is about 1,000 damage less, and they're a little harder to execute. You have to do, the charged uppercut extensions, because you can't get the big wall splat off Spartan kick and just repeatedly cancel back heavy punches.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. But, yeah, I think Marisa definitely loses the Aki matchup. She has some matchups that are at least okay. I think she beats Guile. I think she might still beat Zangief. And, the game is balanced enough that even the low tiers are viable characters. If you're a good enough player, you can get anybody to 2,000 MR. But definitely not a matchup that's in my favor in the current meta,
For sure. No, absolutely, absolutely.
And they player matched up me. You know that. They picked you because you'd played me before and beaten me before regularly.
Yeah, so honestly, when we were talking about it, who was going to go up, it was really between me and Lud. Because Lud really likes Chun-Li versus Marisa.
Lud beat me up in bracket. I went 0-2 in the bracket before the 6v6, which did not help with my nerves. And I almost got a game off Lud, but I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure it was 0-2. Lud is incredible.
Yeah, he's very good. And, we ended up going with me because we thought about it. We were we also wanted Lud in the Aki matchup against Pisuma.
I had some words about that at the end of this video that you're gonna have to see.
Well, the reason for that was that the local Uncle Rec, Child, and Lud are the only ones who consistently beat me, I'd say. And Yeah, I just think Lud does really well in the Aki matchup, so he decided to put him out there against the Aki player, and then they were like, do you want to play against Marisa? And I was like, I mean, it's a good matchup for me. I might as well. So they did. We just went with that direction.
That tracks.
You know, to touch and get close.
Look, I think Marisa is unga bunga.
Oh my gosh.
Not particularly very good.
They did so cool with the stream production.
But a lot of people don't know what to do.
Yeah, they did.
Shep is most definitely the Marisa, and we are.
Okay, right off the bat, I've been working on drive reversling that on reaction like forever because I've just been holding that shit and letting her mix me for like months. So at the very least, I started out with one good decision. I want that to be known that was the correct response to the scissor hands.
No, for sure. I wanted to get a mix-up off at the beginning to try to see if you would tech or anything like that, because I probably would have grabbed there. I always like to start off with grabs to see like how people react to them.
Just a condition,
and as soon as you did that, I was like, all right, well, let me get back to full screen real quick.
That makes sense. Could I have done... Is it possible to OD Dima in reaction to the scissor hands the way you would for like a dive kick, or would it just lose because it's so many hits?
So... You know, that's a good question. It's happened before. I think that it depends on how fast you do it.
Yeah, it would probably have to be more of a read than a reaction because she just comes at you so fast.
I think it does work, but I think drive reversal might just be a lot safer there. Just because I'm not sure if the armor would lose.
Yeah, I mean, there is no armor on Dima, but it's air invul, I believe, which is why it's good against dive kicks.
Ah, I see.
So the main draw to that, I think, would be A, you get some damage, and B, it would only be 2 bars to get OD Dima, and it's 3 bars-ish to get drive reversal.
Right. Oh, that's something we'd have to lab, I think.
You're gonna have to lab that, yeah.
Oh, starting
It's a modern Marisa, too, at that.
Yep, so yeah, you can just
get... Immediately, you just see me throwing Raw Gladius a bunch, because that's my, like, please don't fucking hit me, I'm so scared of you button. Like, as soon as I watched this back and it just started with Gladius, I was like, oh no, next I'm going to start doing phalanx, aren't I? And that's exactly what happens. Because it's so tempting to just default to armored moves when I'm nervous, because there's such a get-off-me offensive/defensive option. Like, it's a way to swing at you while also being like, don't you dare swing back.
Right. No, absolutely. It also, I mean, getting hit with an armored move is also like a mentally damaging thing, because it's like, it was my turn and I still got hit. Like,
that's how I feel when people ODDP me when they're in negative frames, when I'm just like, oh great, I get to punish now because you're -3, and they're like, just kidding.
Yep. Oh man, I love what is it? I think it's a Cammy thing. People will do like they'll do like a bad dive kick, like they'll hit you super high up, and then like they'll just EXDP. Yeah, it's just like, come on now.
It really messes with your perception of when you should hit a button.
Oh, for sure. Same
reason I like to run some command grab bullshit at least once, just because I want to put the fear in you that you don't know if I'm going to play solid or if I'm going to run some bullshit, because it makes it a lot harder to make decisions on the other end.
Yeah, so actually, speaking of the command grab thing, there's something I'll comment on later in the video.
I was thinking that. I was like, I wonder if he remembers.
and get mopped, like, immediately.
Oh, that right there is the same reason I got eliminated from King of Shadows yesterday in Chinatown. For the love of God, I do not know how to get air-to-airs into my muscle memory for anti-airs with Marisa. Intellectually, I know there are times I should use crouch heavy punch, and more often than not, I should be using the aerial medium punch target combo. But having the one button like Gladius has resulted in me being like an absolute demon with Gladius anti-airs. And then if it's a situation where the Gladius would get crossed up or they start abusing it with empty jumps, I just freeze up because my only reflex is Gladius and I don't use her other anti-airs. And like, if you rewind that,
you can just get hit and get mopped like immediately.
Like, that was a cross up. That had to be jump back light kick if I was going to beat that. Maybe jump back medium punch if I was really fast with it. But you could have gotten a much bigger punish there. That was bad on my end.
Yeah, I think I was scared that I didn't know that if I didn't expect it to go the opposite direction of where I was jumping. So I just did crouching light kick because I didn't think I'd be able to get a heavy kick off, but I would have been able to looking back.
Yeah, the Gladius anti-air is weak to cross-ups and weak to empty jumps. Like, I literally had somebody unranked a couple months ago. I think it was a Ryu. It's, like, burned into my head. Had finally figured out, oh, she Gladius anti-airs every time. They empty jumped at me, they landed in front of me while I was still charging the Gladius, and they ripped raw level 3 and I died. Like, that is the shit that makes me be like, how do I fix this? Like, and I've sat in the lab, I had a bot just jump at me, and I'm repeatedly air-to-airing, but in the real match, it just doesn't happen. Maybe I just need to fight a bot and only anti-air it with medium punch. Maybe I need to run some sets with friends where I'm only supposed to anti-air with medium punch. But it's so ingrained at this point, and it's frustrating because the Gladius anti-air is good. It just can't be the only thing I do, and that kind of situational awareness with jumps is really hard.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's just like one of those things with like, everything is distance situational. Like, if somebody jumps from like right in front of you, sometimes it's better to air, and then like if they jump at that distance where they're coming directly down at you at like 45 degrees, then that's when you'd probably use like the uppercut, or things like that. Like Aki's the same way. She's got really strong anti-airs though. That's the only difference. And like
how did you train yourself to know when to go for like your special move anti-air versus air-to-air normal? How do you get that into your reactions instead of just seeing them leave the ground and hitting like the button that you always hit?
So a lot of it is character dependent. Like for example, like Marisa and Geef, a lot of the time they're doing like, air gladius, or they're doing like just regular jumping buttons with Geef, and they jump at like a weird like distance. So, like, I generally only use crouching heavy kick against those characters because I'm trying to get away from them most of the time. Mm-hmm. Whereas opposed to, like, characters where I'm trying to get up, like, into them a lot. Like, if they go for cross-ups a lot and stuff like that, like, when I'm pressuring, I'll do a lot more air-to-airs. But, like...
But, like, how did you train yourself to register, like, oh, they've left the ground, but they're right in front of me, so it's a cross-up, so I have to jump back in air-to-air? Because, like, I just see feet leave the ground and hit, like, the button, and that's not working anymore.
Yeah, so that just comes with time and just, like, experience, just playing, like,
in matches. That's my least favorite answer!
I know. That's not the answer that anyone's looking for, but, like, it took me a while, like having played Fong in Street Fighter V, like he only had he had one good anti-air and one air-to-air. So like it really started hitting me hard when my crouching heavy punch was whiffing on people crossing me up. So I just like naturally was like, I gotta know if they're jumping from close to me, I just gotta get ready to jump immediately type of thing. But then of course that you run into other problems, like you're getting ready to jump and then they don't jump and then they hit you low or something like that, and it's just like, oh man, I can't win with this.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things where I probably start having weird new problems as I try to fix the glaring problem, but the reliance on Gladius as an anti-air is like the biggest thing getting me cooked right now, because as soon as I play somebody who picks up on it, or worse, somebody at locals who just knows I play like that, it becomes a huge problem.
I totally understand.
Aki is an extremely tricky character.
She is.
We're going to see what happens. Femshep represents...
There I just guessed wrong, right? Because you're plus off of that. So it was going to be strike or throw. I guess strike with power. You threw me. It happens, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I tend to use grabs a lot against Marisa for that reason.
I mean,
alone.
grabs are very strong against Marisa because virtually all of my wake-up options lose to grabs.
Yep. Absolutely.
It was still better to gamble parry if I thought you were going to hit a normal than it was to gamble armor, because I got punish counter thrown, but I didn't also spend 2 bars on an armor move. So, like, I'm still in the green here. That, at the very least, it was a bad guess, but I didn't overcommit to the guess.
Yes, I agree.
Might be the weakest state of the tri-state we're going to have to see.
Okay, that I was very relieved to hear that watching it back, because my friend Reckless from Shadow Royalty had given me a heads up when I told her I was going to watch the replay and analyze it, that the commentators had basically referred to me as the weakest link, and that she didn't want me to be upset. And that's not even a reference to me personally. That's actually a reference to the state. And frankly, I'm not convinced they're wrong. We have a really strong scene between Philly, New Jersey, Delaware, and like it's very much like the tiers in Street Fighter, I think, where like nobody's bad because everybody's strong. But of those three, New Jersey might have fewer high-level players overall than like the other cities. So I think that's kind of fair, actually, and I didn't take it as personally as I thought I would.
Well, that's good. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things like, you know, certain places just have a bigger concentration of players and stuff like that, so it just ends up being, you know.
There's something in the water in Philly. They're all cracked and they all play Zangief.
Yeah, jeez.
I'm convinced Zangief is the Street Fighter equivalent of Gritty, that mascot from the Flyers. That's my only theory for why everybody in Philly plays freaking Zangief.
Let us get a Zangief Gritty costume.
Oh my god, what I wouldn't give for that mod. Somebody mod that, please. Or draw that. Like, legit, I will love you forever, please. Okay, you didn't hit anything there, right? You were just blocking that out?
We
Yep.
don't have to see.
I tried to
I
keep
may have
it...
been buffering level 1, but I'm not sure.
I was trying to keep it tight in case you tried to mash out. And I got the burnout, and then this is where I was just like, dear God, please let me wall splat you, and did not wait.
But right now,
And that's, again, just the overuse of the Gladius. If I want to use Gladius like that, I have to be standing like a little further back, almost under the timer, about where you're standing now, for it to catch jumps. Because if I'm standing close like that, then you could just jump over it.
Yeah, or off of a heavy button. I think, especially when I'm burnt out, if you do it off of like a heavier button, I think you might hit me on my legs as I'm trying to jump.
Yeah, but not
just because you're
there.
being more plus.
That was a bad angle for that.
Yeah, yeah.
but right now, Femship is get mocked. Yo. Yeah.
I think I tried to jump out. I think I thought you were going to throw me again because the conditioning was working. Because if you look there, I get hit, but it's not counter hit. So I didn't hit a button. I think I was just trying to jump out.
Yeah, I think so as well. I was actually, in that situation, I was expecting either Scutum or like some sort of Wake Up Gladius or something like that, like an armored move. So I was trying to do something that would hit low. I still don't think that would have won against those options, but
if I went for Scutum here, it would burn me out.
Right.
And it would then put me into another guess as to if you were going to jump or jump the command grab or try to mash a button or if you were just going to block. And then I'd still be in burnout. We'd both be in burnout, but you'd be closer to getting out of burnout. And you're Aki.
Yeah, this is true.
And I don't even have 2 super bars here. I only had 1 super bar. And that's strike invul if I hold it. But it's not throw invul. You can throw me out of it. And if I'd gone for armor here and you just waited, or you'd thrown me, or you'd command grab me, they would have lost to any of those. So at this point, I just went, I'm going to jump, probably partially out of panic and partially because I thought you were going to throw me again, and it just didn't work.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so that's a round. Wait, who's this? Who's this man? She's playing against Vaseline.
I was waiting for your reaction to that. Was cracking up watching it back. I'm like, Lord, nobody told them how to pronounce his tag.
So yeah, that was one of my nicknames growing up that my brother and his friends gave me. It's funny that he said that.
So wait, if Vasilic is your actual name?
No, so Vasilios is my actual first name. But everybody just calls me Vas for short.
Well, how did you end up with Vasiliak then?
I don't know. I think it was like somebody was trying to say my name when I was a little kid and just said that, and I just like always remembered that. So when I started playing Street Fighter, I just made that my name kind of thing.
I can't believe you've heard the Vaseline thing before. That's gold. That's just gold.
What is this name?
And there again, the like random hard guess I'm gonna drive rush into a phalanx thing is just panic. Like there was I wasn't looking for anything specific there. I was just like, ah.
So we all have things that we do out of panic. Sometimes I'll just throw light serpent lashes like from full screen just because I'm like, oh, they might drive rush into it. And then I get like punish counter hit or something from it.
Because
like,
they jump in or something.
Yeah, either they jump in or they, depending on the player, if it's boost, he can just punish counter the actual whip.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
just
drive
like do
rush in.
command run into DP.
Yep.
What is this name? Yo,
And
shit.
again, that I'm relying on jump-ins to get my damage is just panic. Did you screw up a meaty here? Did I guess wrong in trying to wake up with the button here, or was I right that you couldn't actually get...
No, you guessed completely right. I was trying to do just a, like, I thought that you would freeze and block here. So I was trying to do an overhead into a...
That was exactly what I thought you were going to do. Is I was like, he's going
Yep.
for drive rush overhead. I'm going to interrupt the overhead. I don't think it's a real meaty. So
Yep.
I guessed right there. That's something.
Absolutely.
Shinku, help me out here.
I dropped my conversion.
What is it there? Is it 2 crouching jabs into like the...
Yeah, that was
the up
supposed to
punch?
be jabs into quarter circle back light.
Gotcha.
And I just got stand light because I mashed it out because of nerves.
Seen this player before in my
I've
life.
never seen this man before in
I
his
never-
life.
I never
Who
seen
is
And like that's particularly a shame because it has some of her best Oki in the game. I could get so much good mix off that knockdown if I'd gotten the correct knockdown.
Yeah.
I've never seen this player before in my
You've
life.
never seen this man before
I
in his
never-
life.
And here, again, that should have been a combo into his second knee. And I delayed. I was so shocked it hit you because I thought it was going to be on block that the second knee didn't come out fast enough and it didn't combo.
I never
Who
seen
is this
player.
person?
Like, that
Oh,
should have
I
been a
see.
combo. That would have been a huge combo. The second knee could have gone into quarter circle back heavy, into charged back heavy, into heavy gladius. I could have taken like 35% maybe.
And then you'd have Oki as well.
Yeah, really good Oki in the corner off the gladius knockdown. But I didn't get the combo.
I see. And I
Is
was
he a
able to
ringer?
perfect parry that.
Look,
And then...
his BMV so
Okay,
trash.
that was really nice though.
That was good. Like, it had some good pressure going there, and you just, like, slithered out.
And even though I have a screen here, like right in this very scenario, I remember thinking like, okay, if I burn out, I am dead. Like I cannot burn out no matter what.
And that's definitely what happened, is I was like, I need him burned out. And you were like, denied, denied, denied.
Bringing out people that aren't even from.
That was an incredibly weird interaction. What happened there?
I don't really know. I think, what did you do there? Let me see.
Let me rewind it.
I think I was trying to hit, I thought you were going to
bringing
air
out people that aren't
Gladius.
even from.
And I did that, but you just did a regular jump.
And then I just didn't know what would punish it fast enough, so I just went with the throw, which is fine.
Honestly, I'm shocked that didn't burn me out. That's crazy how
Either
little gauge
any
I
of
had.
If I had just burned you out there, I think the round would have been mine, honestly.
Yeah.
Even if you'd continued to spend super, I don't think you would have been able to recover. But the
Yeah,
fact that you
I
were able
agree.
to hang on to your meter, that was what... I didn't want to back off, because I was like, if I back off to bait something, he's going to recover his meter, and then I'm not going to be able to maintain my pressure. I was trying to get a normal on block just to burn you out, and then I might have waited to do the DI, but I really wanted the burnout.
Places. Game sounds a little low.
Yeah, that would have been burnout. That was
Yep.
meaty, charged back heavy. That would have been burnout 100%. And I might have done like another back heavy just into DI to test the reactions there, but you went for level 1 immediately. I also
Yeah,
didn't
I
expect
was-
you to spend it when you were up around. I thought maybe you'd want to save the meter.
Yeah, I tend to, normally I do just save bar, but I was thinking to myself, I was like, if I can save this bar, like this might still be winnable.
Mm-hmm.
So like normally in that situation, I wouldn't spend that. I would just block, or I would wake up drive reversal and try to like get space.
Because looking at,
But-
like, just looking at the pause screen, I have 3 bars, you only have 2. You're at, like, 30% health, and you have less than a bar of drive meter, and I have full resources and, like, 70% health. The round looks like it should have been mine at this point.
Oh, for sure.
100%. Like, I'm like, how did I throw this?
There we go.
There it is.
That's good. All right, put him in the
All
bubble.
right, we got the bus out. That's okay. Let's get him, Femchip. Jump over the bubble. Punch.
Okay, that was such a weird...
Bus out.
Oh, I
That's
see.
okay.
I think I dropped there. I don't think my heavy kick came out. I think that's
Good.
what it was.
All right, put him in the
All
bubble.
right, we
After
got
the
bus
crouching
out.
medium
That's okay.
kick.
So I immediately started walking back because of the fireball and gave you all that screen space. I should have been walking forward and trying to, like, parry into it. Possibly perfect parry it.
Yeah, you can.
Because
I mean,
just
it's-
walking back full screen here gave you all the control back of the match. And gave you room for your meter to recharge.
Yeah, a lot of the time, what I see Marissa's do, if they think I'm gonna follow up a fireball, is they'll do EX jumping Gladius just because it'll eat the fireball. And like I'll try to do I'll try
Jumping
to throw a
Gladius?
striker.
You mean Phalanx? Superman?
Yeah, Superman. Sorry,
Okay,
sorry.
I was like, what? Jumping Gladius? I want to know how to do that. Phalanx would have been a better option here, I think, than the Gladius. I don't know why I went for the Gladius. The fact that it's EX, I think, is because I was expecting you to drive rush into the double kicks. So I wanted to be able to armor 2 hits.
Oh, I see.
Either that or I just wanted to be able to armor the fireball and a normal if they hit it like the same time.
Yeah, and honestly, that is one of my main like drive rush moves is the double kicks and like drive impact and armored moves like with more than 2 hits of armor, they do blow it up. So that would have been really good.
Usually, I don't see people drive rush into low this early in the set. I usually have to establish that I'm going to Gladius their fireball drive rush before they switch to drive rush low. So I was also caught off guard that you went for drive rush low here immediately.
Let's get him, FemChamp. Jump over the bubble. Punch her in her.
You dropped the conversion though.
Yep, I dropped. I think it was supposed to be heavy kick and then quarter circle forward heavy punch.
Oh, you know what's so sad here is I had the meter and that's counter hit. If I had drive rush cancel this target combo and to stay in medium kick, I could have done a very easy conversion into guaranteed death for sure. Like you were dead here. This is a kill combo.
Yeah, you might not even have had to spend super.
Oh, I definitely didn't have to spend super. I literally could have done light punch target combo, drive rush cancel, stay in medium kick. If I didn't want to risk the back heavy punch link, medium punch target combo, drive rush cancel, back heavy punch, quarter circle back heavy, charged back heavy, heavy Gladius. You're dead. You're dead probably halfway through that sequence.
Yeah.
You should have been dead. But I was just like, get off me! But man, it's both validating and exasperating watching it back. Because I'm like, oh, I could have won it. But then it's like, but I didn't. I didn't. Hindsight's 2020.
I feel that though, but it's good to see these things, these like opportunities you had, and just make sure that you work on like small things in those departments. Like like when I'm nervous, like I gotta make sure I'm still like preparing my hands to like.
There's a lot of stuff that I'm landing all the time in training now that I'm still dropping in real matches because it's just one of those things that I guess is going to take time.
It's just the added stress factor of like, this person's jumping around, they're doing crazy stuff,
You had a drop too. I mean, this is a weird drop.
Let's get him, FemChamp. Jump over the bubble. Punch her.
What was that supposed to be?
I think I was not expecting it to hit. I think I was expecting to get hit with the Gladius. I think I went too late.
Oh.
I think that was my thought in that moment, I think.
Were you more negative here than like me going for a 6-frame punish? I just froze and went for something fast.
Oh yeah, I think after this, you could have gotten any punish you wanted.
If I'd gone for the 12-frame starter, you would have been definitely dead.
Yeah, for sure.
If I'd gone for the stand heavy punch. At the very least, I should have gone into super here to burn you out, even if I didn't realize I could have killed.
Well, let's see. What did you actually end up doing off of it?
In her face. Punch her right now.
Yeah, I literally just went target combo into Gladius, and then again put you in a situation where you were almost burned out, went for the burnout, and you go for super.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
she busts out. Block that. No, we don't block that.
Yeah, the names are backers, by the way.
No, they aren't.
They're not? Oh.
FemChamp's and Marisa.
Ah.
There is me getting abused for not having my anti-airs unlock.
Yeah, I was gonna say that probably gave me a lot of confidence right there, just being able to get out of the corner.
Yeah.
Just 'cause, like, I hate being in the corner against Marisa.
Understandable.
So I was just like, okay, I can breathe now.
Okay, you went for so many command grabs in weird places. What was the logic behind this? Because in the moment, I was just like, at this point, he's fucking with me.
No, so honestly, a lot of the reason I go for so many command grabs against Marisa is because, like, of people mashing Scudum or EX Gladius in the middle of strings.
Oh.
So, like, if I'm doing a target combo, most of the time people think I'm going to do quarter circle back heavy punch, like the bubble move.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just try to EX right through it, and it works. So a lot of the time I'll do light target combo and then just go command grab, and I can get punish counters on EX Gladius or counter hits and just, like, make them waste bar that way.
I had never thought about it that way. That makes a lot more sense, because I really thought you were just playing with your food at this point.
No, I do that to a lot. Like, Marisa players, I will try to grab a lot, both command grab and regular.
Okay. Did this kill?
All right, and
No.
is grabbed. All right.
I think there's one more. interaction.
Oh no.
This was just panic again. I knew as soon as I hit the button, I did it too late. He's in recovery already, and it's too far.
Yeah, did I EX slide cancel? No, I just blocked. Okay. I must have
No,
known.
I just
based on the
wasn't anywhere
timing.
near close enough.
You got another match.
Okay.
This time, I need you to jump up and punch that Aki in her face.
I feel like the nerves are probably kicking in a little bit too.
Yeah, that's right. Punch back
Okay.
to the. Just get.
They definitely knew what was up.
So right here, I don't know if you remember that video you put on Twitter of you playing at Evo where you command grab that guy like 5 times in a row.
Yeah, Dino Tail.
As soon as you command grabbed me here, I had like a flash of that go through my head, and I was like,
This
"She's
is
gonna
what
do
I
it
get
again."
for gloating about my dumb setups paying off. Because I swear to God, nobody expects the second command grab in a row the first time, which is why I usually try to establish it, because it puts fear in them that I'm going to do something unhinged. I was
think
just like,
I've
in
also-
my head, I was like, I'm going to do it once. Nobody jumps it the first time, and then I don't have to attempt it again the whole rest of the set. I just want it in his head. And I was gobsmacked that you jumped here.
Oh. Ooh,
Yup, punch Aki in the back of her mid.
Oh,
That's
what a.
That's a reset?
Yeah, so that overhead, a lot of the time, Aki players will do that overhead in the middle of like. So, for example, I was doing my light string. I was about to go into like normally I'd end that with a special, right?
Yeah,
But
I was
nobody
expecting like
expects you to-
Lash.
Yeah, nobody expects you to cancel your jab string into the overhead. It's one of like the. It's getting to be less niche and more common, but like you have to make sure the person isn't delay teching when you do this overhead, because if they're teching, they'll just grab you right out of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Ooh,
Yup, punch Aki in the back of her.
So it's a drive rush cancel off jabs into overhead.
Yep.
So I
And
just
it-
have
it
to
makes
watch it.
your-
If I see green off jabs, maybe go for perfect parry or armor or throw or any number of things.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing you notice if you watch that drive rush cancel, the reason I like doing this mix up is because Aki's actual like body and like model looks very weird when she's doing it. So it's like very confusing to like read in a way, because she goes from that weird like crouching stance that she has when she's doing
Yeah,
jabs.
it felt bizarre. It felt like you teleported to a standing position.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it looks super strange. So I feel like that's why a lot of Akis are using it now.
I saw a reset like that on Bolt Strike in Street Fighter League the other day, where he went for a jump in normal that looked like it was going to land him on the left side, and then hit another button so that actually it looked like he glitched back to the right side, and they blocked in the wrong direction and died.
Oh, I saw that on Twitter. It was like a fake side switch. That was crazy.
That stuff is like, it's so niche, but anything that works once is worth it in a first two.
No, absolutely.
Mid.
Oh,
That's
what a reset. Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Were you again just looking for armor there?
No, so this one, I don't know if you noticed, there's a very unique property about Aki's command grab. Look at my meter. I didn't think I could kill with the drive rush cancel combo, and I was like, okay, I have not a lot of meter, so I need to get some of that back somehow. And Aki's command grab actually regenerates meter.
Oh.
So take a look at the meter once the command grab
reset.
finishes at the end.
Oh.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
command
We
grab.
got the command grab.
Watch this.
Yeah, that's like a whole bar and a half, practically.
Yeah, it like snaps upwards for some reason at the very end, and I've never understood why, but that alone was able to give me another drive rush mix-up while still having my meter.
And like, it's so weird watching this back, because on the one hand, I was too ungo with my offense, but then I was like too patient on my defense. I was continually like, I'm just gonna block it out, and I got hit by overhead reset. I'm just gonna block it out, and I
Yeah.
got hit by command grab. I was really trying to play it patient. I'm like, I'll just wait my turn, I can bring this back, and then I got hit by like really unexpected decisions.
No, for sure. I think that's like a stylistic thing against Aki as well. A lot of the players that give me problems are the ones who are like delay jabbing in the middle of strings, because it's like if I'm trying to do some sort of bullshit overhead setup or like command grab setup, just jabbing beats like most of it.
I
But
don't
then
really
again-
delay jab and strings. It's not something I've ever thought about doing, so that's something I'll have to consider adding into my repertoire of like options on defense.
Well, to be fair, it feels scrubby to do, because it's like I know I'm supposed to be blocking here. Let me just jab real quick. So like it's not that like that doesn't keep me from doing it. It's just like I know the actual consequences of what can happen by doing it. So like,
Yeah.
if you do a delay jab in the middle of a string and you get hit with a heavy button, it's like you're kind of screwed, you know?
Oh, and then I just hit the panic DI because I'd had it at this point. Literally, I'm not reading anything specific there. I'm just like pissed off and scared.
I feel that.
Okay, I at least had the presence of mind to have that be an empty jump and not an attempted cross-up. That's something. Because I go for cross-ups a lot when I'm nervous, just to try to, like, take control back.
Yeah, I would say empty jumps are very good in this game, just in general.
I just recently have started, like, empty jumping out of the corner instead of getting perfect parried on attempting a cross-up. Or empty jumping at them to catch them if they'd like to go for perfect parry anti-air. Like, empty jumps just wasn't something I was using until recently. So at least I got that right.
Yeah, because I'm not going to lie, I normally go for perfect parries off of jumps, so I think that was a really good decision there. I might have eaten a grab, and then I would have been in a really bad spot.
And then here I went for the random failings again out of nerves. I think my best option here probably would have been walk forward into forward heavy kick gladius to eat a bar of your drive meter and establish some control.
Yeah, I think that would have been good because you would have pushed me back a little bit too.
I was just incredibly twitchy knowing I'm basically a throw from death here. And then immediately followed with a jump in is just pain. I was literally just like, please let me hit you, please let me hit you. And I kept making it worse.
Wake up jabs.
Nice, dude. That was a good wake up there.
What? It just happened.
Wake up jabs.
So I tried to grab, and you woke up with crouching jabs. I tried to do a fake jab into a grab because I thought you were going to try to do... I thought you were going to either try to... What did I think there? Honestly, I don't really know. I think maybe I was just trying to bait out something.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. Now that I'm looking back at it, I don't really ever do that. I'm surprised.
I was looking for a throw tech here with the neutral jump.
And Vaseline can't close it.
And then this just ended up being where I remember being shocked that you burnt yourself out because I really didn't think you would do that. But I'm so close to dead here, I guess, that it didn't seem like as big a risk. You just wanted the space.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons I did it, because it was like, you know, if I can catch her even doing an armored move, even if I hit it once, like, she doesn't have
Yeah,
because
I can't tank it.
Yeah. So I think I just wanted space so I could start throwing fireballs and lashes and stuff like that.
And I don't have level 3 here, so it's not like I could have done what I tried to do in game 1.
Yeah, this is true.
Is it out?
True.
And I just
Sorry,
immediately
just
went for jump in again. Lord. The impatience.
It's tough, too, because, like, maybe you probably thought there that I was going to throw a fireball or throw a lash or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense.
But honestly, I think it was more so just panic rather than the logic.
We got one more round away, you know.
One more round.
We just need one game. That's all we need on the board. One game.
That's all you need.
That lash, when it just whiffs in my face, there's nothing I can do about that on Marisa, right? Unless I caught it with a preemptive gladius.
I mean, you can hit it, but, like, I don't think you get any follow-up off of it.
It's not like Dulcim's Limbs where I could hit it with a back heavy punch and cancel into a combo.
You might be able to. It all depends on the spacing. Like, you can punish counter it, but it's just, like... I don't know if, like... Maybe it's the same as Dulcim's. It's just a little bit shorter, so, like, you could probably get a punish off of it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm wondering if back heavy punch or crouch medium punch drive rush cancels could have led to a combo there, because I just didn't think there's anything I could do. I'll have to try it next time. I wish I had the replay.
All right, well, I mean, y'all can add that. That's charity.
That's fine.
Punch.
That was unfortunate. When that lands counter hit, then it can go into crouch jabs into light quarter circle back, and that's a much better knockdown with better Oki. But I mashed the target combo because I didn't expect it to hit. And I was hoping to frame trap you, trying to do something in the gap.
I see.
Freaking femship versus Vaseline. Ain't this something?
I think... Oh god, the Vaseline
God.
thing is so distracting. Oh my god. I think I was trying to go for a throw
Ain't this
here.
something? Freaking femship versus
Yeah,
Vaseline.
I went for a drive rush into throw because I was trying to catch you slithering out again.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I didn't want to risk drive rush into command grab, so I went drive rush into throw, thinking you might try to slither, and that I would catch the slither on its like activation frames. But you just got out of the corner.
Okay, I see there.
Ain't this something?
Oh, that was a weird interaction.
There, I didn't go for empty jump, and I paid for it. I went for cross up at an angle where it wouldn't cross up, and I got punished.
Oh, okay. That was off of a whipped cross up, I see. Yeah, counter.
I went for jump like kick.
That's a,
Oh.
yo, man.
Looking for armor?
I think here I was going to, I don't think even if I would have did, because off of that combo I would have had to extend with, jab, drive rush. So I think the scaling would have been too much to kill.
So you just
And I
figured
didn't-
you'd go for the grab.
Yeah, I didn't want to burn
the
myself
grab
out.
is somewhat reactable, right? If I'd looked for the slither and gone, I think he's going to grab and not double kick, I could have just held up.
Yes.
Or I could have
Also,
gone for a jab check.
another thing with Aki's grab mix-up, so this won't work obviously with Marissa's level 1, but for Marissa's level 2 and 3, if you see Aki go into coward crouch, like at all,
Just super.
she has no way of canceling it that can beat those supers.
Mm-hmm.
Even if she does poison dive, it'll lose to both those supers. So it's like a lot of Marisa players, the second they see me go into coward crouch, they'll just rip it.
That's good to keep in mind. I hadn't really thought about it that way. I always treat it like a guess. I know you
Yeah.
can delay jab in a string where you know that she's likely to go into either double kicks or command grab, because then you'll block the kicks or hit her out of the command grab. But I just wasn't expecting the slither here at all for some reason.
Yo, man. That's a,
Oh.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go for... The way I usually see Akis do that is then they hit me with a lash to end it right there.
Yeah, so most of the time that's what we would do. I don't know really what my logic was behind it. Maybe it was just like, oh, this isn't gonna kill, so I'll reset. But as far as like, you know, her coward crouch combos there's just a lot of scaling off of that. Like if I was doing this correctly, I think maybe this could have killed if I just canceled my heavy kick into drive rush cancel.
Okay.
I think I just chose the wrong route, and I realized that I chose the wrong
halfway
route, like
through.
mid-combo. Yeah.
It happens. Okay, because I'm looking at this.
that's a,
Oh.
yo, man.
That's which
Interesting.
button was that into the slither?
That's a,
Medium kick? Or is it heavy?
Heavy kick.
That's heavy kick. Okay.
Yeah, because heavy kick is like one of the best cancels for coward crouch because it leaves you the least negative.
I didn't
Or,
even
like,
realize
least
that
open.
was a place you could go into the slither, so that's good to know.
Yeah, so like a lot of my slither resets will be off of like in the middle of combos like this where I'm about to go into my light string at the end of the combo, and then I just throw that unexpectedly because like a lot of people don't really hold up against Aki. It's not like a geef where like
People
if
are
you
looking
think-
for it. That's the same reason I get away
Yeah.
with command grab nonsense, is because Marissa's not really a command grab character, so people don't expect to see it very often.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's just one of those things.
when you lose the matchup to Vaseline, that just means you're not moisturized.
That was crazy.
That was something, man. They were on something with the commentary.
That just means you
And that was just, again, me being pissed off, hoping to get a wall splat and at least get a combo into level 3. Catch you sleeping at the wheel, which you weren't. I mean, you just ended up, like, arcing over my head and just weirdness. What were
say
you
we both
looking
did
for
some-
there? Why did you scissor hands?
So a lot of the time, did you drive rush before that drive impact?
Let's see here. I think it was wake up.
match up to Vaseline. That just means you.
Oh, did I do it right off?
moisturized.
Yeah, you went for
Oh.
meaty scissor hands.
Okay.
What is
So
that?
I see what I did there. Sometimes when you go for like drive rush grab a lot, you can get people to like tech when you drive rush up. So what I think I was trying to do was I did a drive rush light scissor hands to see if you would tech. Because if I get that on punish counter, that's a full combo.
Okay. And here it was just, I was so overloaded with the mental stack at this point that I didn't react to the DI.
Oh, And that should be game.
Level 3?
That should be game.
Okay,
unless you trash.
okay,
All right.
okay. See, that's what I'm...
Why didn't you just kill me? Why'd you make me watch the animation, bro?
I was scared of dropping the combo, so I was like, I gotta just do it.
I was just like, really? He's gonna make me watch the cutscene too? Emotional damage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You should be.
I'm saying. That's what
All
I'm
right,
saying.
got it. Y'all on the board.
We're on the board. That's all that matters.
Thank God. That means y'all already did better than Pennsylvania versus Maryland won.
Exactly.
Because you have exactly one win.
Exactly.
Nice.
That's all that matters.
Good job. All right, so FemChef got washed. And next up,
Oh.
so it's 1-1.
That was the first thing I heard when I took my headphones off. I took my headphones off, and the first thing I heard was, so FemChef got washed.
Is that why? Is that now that I'm watching this back? Is that why that was your Twitter name?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was really wallowing in it for a few days.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's why I changed my freaking Twitter display name to so FemChef got washed.
Because I saw that and I was like, huh, I wonder what that's about.
Yeah,
I never
that's
knew.
why. That's why.
All right.
All right,
Oh
this
my
is the
God.
commentary bit at the end. I assume you haven't seen this?
I have not.
I gotta get your reaction to this now.
For starters, I would just like to point out what may not be obvious to everyone, but was certainly obvious to me. DMV picked the only player to fight me as their counter pick that had fought me before. They so did not want somebody to go in unprepared to fight me. They picked the only guy that pretty regularly beats me when we played online.
Right.
And then, when we sent out our absolute newest player practically next to me, P-Summa's Aki,
P-Summa's brand new?
P-Summa has not been playing that long. I think he's been playing since 5. He's certainly not an old head.
Okay.
And they sent out their strongest player who nearly won the single bracket. So I don't know why y'all so scared of the up-and-comers that you're wasting your best players on our shit.
Damn!
And you should be, because I will come back and I will cut Aki's fingernails off.
Oh my
Give me a
goodness.
year. Give me a year.
My goodness.
Give me a year.
Wow.
This is my first fighting game. I'm gonna get washed sometimes.
Right.
Give me a year.
You watched.
Oh, that's funny. You did. That was a good beginning to that interview here.
That's great.
So you better pick your best player.
Whoa! You hear this, HQ? It's fresh off the press. Now, FemChef, she ain't gonna show it, but I will.
And then we just kind of showed off the bling and talked about thanking everybody. And Kenny said something nice about how I still contributed to the team, even though I didn't get a single round, which was awfully nice.
Oh, I would say he seems like a super cool guy.
Kenny's a great dude. Kenny doesn't always take it well if he loses something he feels like he should have won. So I actually did I cut
I'll
it?
show it. It's.
I think it's here.
Rookie FemChef gained some weight. Wants to show that
I'll put it next to my Chipotle card.
As you should, because you lost does not make you any less relevant to the team. Honest to God.
I appreciate that.
I know it feels like you're demoralized or it's frustrating. I was new too. I've been around for a long time and I was going 0-2 at one point.
And let me just say, I used to not even be able to get rounds off Kenny. Sometimes I can get games off Kenny now. I have not gotten a set off Kenny. When I do, he's gonna be mad.
Listen.
And then he just immediately changes the subject because I'm right. He's gonna be pissed.
Look at his face right there in that freeze
Well, and
frame.
I played him on stream yesterday at King of Shadows, and he got game 1, I got game 2. I fucked it up and got bodied in game 3. But like, I'm gonna get him. Okay. It's a matter of time.
Hey, he's a good player. He got me. He's the one who knocked me out of the bracket.
Did he
He's
really?
Good. Yeah, his Bison is really good. Is that who he plays primarily? If I'm not mistaken.
He plays a lot of characters, but he's a Luke main. He learned Bison when Bison came out, but he's a Luke main. And I fought his Luke yesterday at King of Shadows.
Well, he did a good job picking Bison against me. I think that Bison's one of Aki's worst matchups, just because the normals. Yeah, I think Bison's normals are just very hard for Aki to deal with. Because, like, Aki wants to be mobile. She wants to be press buttons, and Bison's buttons keep you from doing that. Back heavy kick, standing heavy punch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so really, all told here, there were a couple of setups that I didn't know. The overhead reset, the command grab setups. But I threw a lot of Gladius and Phalanx in weird places out of nerves that I shouldn't have attempted it, I think.
Yeah, I think if in certain scenarios, like, cause what I was doing was waiting for the Gladius and just going for cross up jumps. I think if you do, like, throw a button, take a step back, get ready for an air to air type of thing, I think you could have corralled me into the corner and won quite a few of those rounds.
That's a big piece of my strategy that I think is missing. Is I'm always trying to react to the jump. I'm never like, he might jump here, let me wait and see if he does. Ever. I don't think ever. Unless I have them in the corner and I'm focused purely on keeping them in the corner, and then I'm like, if I see them leave the ground, I'm gonna jump target combo. But like in my strings, I am never like guessing, oh, he might jump here. I'm always trying to react. And that might be part of why I'm having such a hard time with the air-to-airs, because then it's only a reaction, and you can only have one gut reaction to something, I think.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's one of the parts of my games that I didn't really get better at until Street Fighter 6, because like in Street Fighter 5 I was just playing a plus frame monster character, and I never really had to keep them like corralled into the corner because I would just be attacking them the whole time. But like with Aki, she's a lot more technical than Fang was, so it's like, oh, they've got poison on them, let me take a step back real quick and see if they try to jump out.
So if this is the only thing I take from this, the idea that you can anticipate where in your offense they might try to jump when they're not in the corner even, is significant, because I'm just not doing that. I legitimately had not thought about it that way. I thought the problem is that I need to train a bunch of separate instant gut reactions to a jump depending on how close to me they're standing. And more so, it has to be that I'm anticipating they might jump. I have to be thinking about the possibility of the jump. Actually doing the anti-air has to be fairly automatic, but like, I'm more likely to do the correct anti-air for the situation if I'm thinking, oh, he might jump.
Right. Of course. And like, Marisa doesn't really have like I guess this would be the adverse of like the jump, of like anticipating a jump, more so like, jumping in on somebody. Like for example, Aki, when I throw a fireball, if I'm thinking, oh, they might jump, like I can just buffer EX slide. So if they do jump, I'm out of there. Yeah. A lot of characters don't have that luxury. So it's like, you're really making a hard read by doing certain moves if they can jump out of it. And that's what I'm like trying to understand myself, even like when I have someone in the corner, I'm like, I should only do stuff that where if they jump, it leaves me with enough time to react to the anti-air.
Yeah, the whole stand under the timer thing. I think that's a big part of it, is that I don't think about Gladius as a risk like ever. Even though it loses to lows, even though it loses to cross-ups, it's just the move has armor, which is more than most moves in the game have. So when I'm nervous, it feels like the safest option, because theoretically, if they hit me, I just hit through it. So it feels like kind of walking up with like my fists up in front of my face to guard my dome, like, you can't hit me. And it is a risk. It's still a risk. It loses to a lot of things. It can't be my default when the pressure's up, because there are so many ways to beat it. And if they know it's what I default to, they've got options.
Absolutely. And I think that another big part of like Street Fighter 6 specifically that I'm starting to learn is like, I think that trapping someone in the corner is more important than actually pressuring them. Like, I love rushing people down and trying to beat on drive gauge and stuff like that. But a lot of the time these days, I'm finding myself playing this like awkward distance from them when they're in the corner, like a couple like steps away. Mm-hmm. So like, I'm not necessarily like beating down on their drive gauge or doing damage to them, but like they're still trying to find a way out of the corner, and I have a lot more space to keep them from doing that. Like,
I'm trying to get more confident not needing to like go for a wall splat, because wall splats are just so rewarding on Marisa. I can get so much damage, even meterless, now that I can do the motion inputs off a wall splat. So it's very, very tempting to try to get the DI off. And when I play somebody that just really has those, whether it's perfect parry, DI reactions, super reactions, whatever, it can really throw off my corner offense because I can't do that. And I need to be more comfortable hanging back and being like, okay, what am I looking for? They could jump, they could special, they could drive rush. I know what to do about all three of those things. I just gotta wait.
Yeah, and it's tough to do that. It's like, it's hard to like excuse giving up like an advantage to keep somebody on a place on the screen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%. Like, what happened with you hitting me with the 2 level 1s in a row? I was so unwilling to give up the opportunity to burn you out that I just threw the match.
Yeah, I just, after the first one, I figured that maybe you wouldn't expect the second one, especially after you did, I think it was drive rush, heavy punch into jab, crouching jab.
Twice in the Casa Bunch ladder bracket this week, I successfully baited a DP and did a huge punish in the corner. And after they got knocked down, they DP'd again.
Oh my gosh.
And I got hit because why would I bait twice in a row? Why would I ever expect you to make that mistake twice in a row? I almost feel, and then I'm like, so do I just need to stop pressuring people? Like, do I need to just sit there and assume you're always going to DP? Because, like, who does that twice in a row? But the high-level players, particularly, it's the 1800s. It's like the punks that will just DP twice in a row. They don't give a fuck. They want you to know they want you off them.
Especially if it's someone like Cammy. Like, she gets a side switch off of her DP,
Which
so
is
that's
so
a lot
insane.
of the time why they'll go for that twice. But yeah, it all just depends on the player. A lot of the time, people do stuff like that. You know, if they either feel desperate or like just want to get some sort of space, and like they're saying screw the meter basically. But like I said, it's all case by case basis with players like that.
I was weirdly just afraid of not being able to get in on you here, I think, too, which is why there was a lot of random gladius and jump-ins. Is I find I often just get hit by the lash repeatedly trying to get in on Akis.
I'm sorry, by the what? Your voice cut out.
The serpent lash.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so long. I'll be trying to walk them down and just keep getting lashed.
Yeah, and now that it has the punish counter property, it's just become even stronger of a move.
Looking back on this set on your end, obviously you won it no rounds dropped, so like you played really well, but is there anything you think you would have
Appreciate
done
that.
differently?
I'm sorry, your voice cut out again.
Is
at
there
the end
anything
of
you
that.
think you would have done differently?
I think I would have maybe tried to be a little more rush downy and less like play the hit, like try to stop anti or try to stop jump ins, try to stop like phalanx, because that's really what I was looking for, was like I need to shut down phalanx and shut down jumps immediately.
Yeah. And it worked.
Yeah, I think that I have a feeling, maybe I wouldn't have done that differently then, because I have a feeling that allowed me to set up a lot of my offense, was like keeping you grounded.
Probably you just didn't want to drop that combo, and there was that one combo route that you said you probably could have killed if you'd done a different route.
Yeah, little things like that, definitely. Like, I probably would have spent super at the end there instead of going for a reset grab.
I was really surprised at the end here that you went for the DI. That felt like such a huge risk at that point. It was like the nail in the coffin for you not being nervous on your end is what it felt like. Because I was just like, he really just threw raw DI? Like, the way I could have... If I had DI'd back in response to that, I would probably have taken 50% of your health, and you would have been in burnout and in the corner because I would have built level 3.
Yeah, I would have been burnt out, cornered, everything.
The only thing you would have had would have been
situation.
super. I just would have had to bait the super, and that's it. So I was just shocked that you went for this. Like, were you just kind of like, at this point, or was there like a thought behind it?
So I think it was this off of a throw tech?
This was off of nothing.
So like, what happened like right before? Oh, interesting. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea why I did that. I don't ever do DIs like that, to be honest.
That's the kind of thing that, like, this is why it's so much better to play your friends or play new friends offline than online. Because I get hit by something like that online, and the person in my head is just like, this bitch so stupid, I'm just gonna DI. Like,
yeah, no, I think this might have just been like, I was pressured, and I was just like, God, I just want to end this. Like, if this hits, it's over type of thing. Definitely was a huge risk, though. Like, if you had canceled anything into that, I was in trouble.
Especially if I had responded to the DI here and gone level 3 and then eventually killed you by baiting the super, then we would have gone into final round where you would have had a super advantage, but not 3 bars. And odds are I would have started to build back towards 1 bar by the end of the round. It definitely would have put me in a position to potentially take a game if I had just reacted to the DI. I don't know why I'm so bad at reacting to DI. I'm not 30 yet. I'm supposed to be able to react to DI until I'm 30. I have another 2.5 years.
Hey, I'm telling you, I turned 28 in December, and I'm already feeling the reactions going away.
I'm 27. It's not fair. Like, when it's a situation where I know there's a potential DI reset, or they just hit me with a normal that has a significant amount of stun and it's a good one to DI off of, then I can react to the DI. But when it's just raw at total random like that, I could have done Gladius, I could have done armor stance, I could have done super, I could have DI'd back, I could have jumped, anything would have worked here, and I just didn't do anything.
Yeah, I was honestly expecting you to parry it, and not even like a perfect parry, just parry it, and then you'd have, I think that resets to neutral, right? If you parry a...
Yeah, if you just normal parry a DI, yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been interesting, but yeah, I think I was kind of shocked that it hit, and I wasn't really ready to do a wall conversion.
Yeah.
And that's why I just did super, because I was like, screw it, like, just finish it.
Please die.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the way I feel fighting Zangief. Just like, I can't let you live. You're too dangerous.
Gosh.
And just one final shout out to the level of stress on my face here as I'm like consuming my own bottom lip. Like the level, every single, my muscles are tense in this still. Like I was so tense.
I was gonna say, just random question, it has nothing to do with like maybe it has something to do with nerves. Do you always sit up straight when you play?
What do you mean?
Like you see how I'm like hunched over like a gremlin?
Oh, I try to avoid hunching just because it hurts. Like it's bad for my posture. And
yeah.
I've got a bit of carpal tunnel issues from the amount that I was practicing this game at one point. And I find I have more hand pain if I'm not attempting to at least sit up straight and somewhat float my wrists. I'm still hitting the buttons too hard. I'm not very good at having the correct posture. But it's worse if I hunch.
Okay. I see. Okay, I just have terrible posture, and I've always been gaming like because I never had like a nice computer chair or anything growing up. I was always just like
I'm just sitting on my
like,
couch at home. My couch in front of my TV is where I have my PS5 hooked up.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I was just saying when I'm in like a computer chair at this point, I'm always just like arms on my legs, hunched over, looking at the screen.
That's gonna hurt in a few years.
Oh, it already does.
Oh man!
Oh my gosh!
I'm trying to think if there was anything else here. Oh, just I really appreciate you being willing to go through this with me again, if only to again dispel the imaginary version of my opponents in my head. Even when they're people that I know that are just like, you suck, we all knew it, this is proof of it, and you should just go home. Because like that is not. I said it in one of my streams. First of all, that person probably doesn't exist. But second of all, if they do exist, it's probably Elder Goose, and no one cares what he thinks anyway.
You cut out again after you said if they do exist.
I said if they do exist, it's probably Elder Goose, and nobody cares what he thinks anyway.
Yeah, I'll second that.
So it really is one of those things where I was just like, I can either sit here and be like, this guy probably thinks I'm stupid now, and I can never show my face again or ask him for sats, or I can be like, you're being ridiculous. Let's analyze the replay. This is one of my friends, and we can totally run sets again, and maybe I'll get him in a run back next year. Because, like, that at the bottom line, nobody who matters at locals or an online tournament or any of it is looking down on you as a person. Even if they think you are a weak player now, that doesn't mean they assume you don't have potential or that they assume you shouldn't be there. And that's where I end up in my head, is this sense that this person just thinks I should stop trying. And I have never fought somebody, even somebody who was very free to me with the skill gap, and been like, you should just quit. Ever. Or, you must be stupid. I've been like, you must be really new. Or tired, or panicked, or any number of things.
Every one of those players was, a lower level at some point. This isn't... I mean, there are cases of people who come to Street Fighter and are just really good out of nowhere, like, what's his name? Smash player. The Buzz?
Oh, yeah. We're in one of the same Discords. I see him around occasionally.
I don't think he played Street Fighter 5, and he is, like, really good at Street Fighter 6. Like, I was shocked when I saw him playing at EVO, and he was beating Japanese players and stuff. I was like, this is crazy. Like... damn kind of thing, you know what I mean? But that's a rare case. Like most people go from, the steps like you did. Like, also, if you told me, like, if I had never met you before and I played you at this event, if you told me I started off in Street Fighter 6 as a rookie, I would have been like, yeah, why are you lying to me?
That's what a lot of people have said to me. It's one of those things where I stop giving myself credit for all the things I know how to do now because those things are fairly automatic. Like, I hit Masters. When I hit Masters, I couldn't do a single motion input in a combo. Or raw, really. I drop my motion inputs raw about 80% of the time. Like, I could not do a single motion input. And I spent maybe 4 months dropping charged back heavy, quarter circle back heavy in every clutch moment when it would have killed, especially off a punish counter DI. I could not land that simple combo. And now I land it basically like I drop it maybe 1 out of every 25 times. Like, it's very uncommon for me to drop it. But now when I drop it, I'm like, I'm a freaking moron. And like,
exactly.
I used to drop it every time. I can't believe I dropped the safe jump. I couldn't input the heavy failings for the safe jump for 1.5 years. But I am hard on myself because I've improved enough now that I can actually see all of the areas I still have to improve. Like when you're brand new and you anti-air for the first time, or you do your little combo, or you react to DI, or you bait the super, you're like, I'm God.
Oh, for sure.
I did the thing. But then you've done the thing so many times now that you're just like, I should have considered his drive meter and his super meter and the fact that it was final round and the fact that I know this guy's from California and he has a dog and like the whole thing. But like, you stop giving yourself, I know at least for me, I stopped giving myself credit for all of those steps. And it has been a dramatic arc from beginning until now. I was complaining to one of my friends, Potion. He just changed his tag to Ponder, I think. He keeps switching between P words. But I was texting him like, man, I feel like I can't tell if I'm improving or not because I play TNS and I go 0-2 or 1-2 and I feel shitty. And then I play TNS's redemption bracket and I make top 3 and I mole everyone. So it's like, am I good or not? Do I belong in the redemption bracket or not? I feel like such a fraud. And he texted me back with, Shep, anybody who knows how hard this stuff is to do and knows how little time you've been doing it thinks you're the shit. And I was just like, I really needed to hear that because that's not how I look at myself. It's just not. Except in moments where I've been, I'm driving to the local with my hype playlist on super loud and the Evo theme song going and I'm like, I'm God. I'm going to go kill everyone. If it's not one of those moments, that's not how I think about myself.
No, I mean, and you just got to remember, everybody has their, their own step of, like, the process and have their own goals and stuff. Like, for example, my goal right now is to make a top 8 at TNS. Like, I've gotten 9th, I think, like, 4 or 5 times.
Oh, that
been able to get
hurts.
top
So
8.
close. And then you start to get a complex about it, too. It gets to where you're finally going to do the thing. And you're like, it's that time.
Exactly. And then it's like, then you get more upset with yourself if you don't get out of pools. Because it's like, I played so bad today, but it's like, now you went 5-2. Like, that's not that bad.
It's kind of the same way I felt about my match with Kenny yesterday. Is I was just like, I should have won it. But like, the bottom line is, yesterday's the first time I've gotten a game off Kenny in bracket ever. I used to just get double perfected by Kenny, like basically every time. It was impossible to play him. I was so free to Kenny because he's a really, really good player. And yeah, I played game 3 really badly because I panicked and just started trying to rush my offense and he checked everything. But like, I made him work for it. And that alone should be a victory, but I was standing there grumpy and kicking myself because I couldn't believe I lost it. And like, it being winnable wasn't even remotely on my radar a couple of months ago.
And those are the things you have to look at. It's just, it just got to put things into perspective whenever you get like, salty from a bad performance or, anything like that. Just got to remember like all the positives.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. I think this is going to be really helpful to anybody looking at it and wondering, how do you analyze your replays afterwards, especially if you're just like, oh man, I don't want to look at it. I have to close my eyes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no problem. I had fun. It's always fun going back over games, especially with friends. So I'm glad we got to go over it. And
eventually, I hope to God I run into you in one of these online brackets and I win the first of 2. Because I'm going to be mega annoying and you have to let me. It's the law.
Well, I was going to say, I think you did better in the event than, you know, you had done in times when we had played previously, and I think you're going to do even better the next time.
It's work in progress is all it is. We're all works in progress at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So, for starters, I would just like to point out what may not be obvious to everyone, but was certainly obvious to me. DMV picked the only player to fight me as their counter pick that had fought me before. They so did not want somebody to go in unprepared to fight me. They picked the only guy that pretty regularly beats me when we played online.
Right.
And then, when we sent out our absolute newest player practically next to me, P-Summa's Aki.
P-Summa's brand new?
P-Summa has not been playing that long. I think he's been playing since 5. He's certainly not an old head.
Okay.
And they sent out their strongest player who nearly won the single bracket. So I don't know why y'all so scared of the up-and-comers that you're wasting your best players on our shit.
Damn.
And you should be, because I will come back and I will cut Aki's fingernails off.
Oh my
goodness.
goodness.
Give me a year. Give me a year.
My goodness.
Give me a year.
Wow.
This is my first fighting game. I'm gonna get washed sometimes.
Right.
Give me a year.
You wash so that you can watch someone back.
I'm gonna come back mad and more prepared.
That's great.
So you better pick your best player.
Woo! You hear this, HQ? It's fresh off the press. Now, FemChef, she ain't gonna show it, but I will. We gained.
No, I'll show it. It's so big it doesn't even fit on my thumb.
Oh wow!
Literally, it just
me and,
rotates, so I have to wear it.
The rookie FemChef gained some weight on her hands a little bit here, and so we wanted to show that off.
I'll put it next to my Chipotle card.
As you should. So I'll say this in front of you: just because you lost does not make you any less relevant to the team. Honest to God.
I appreciate that.
I know it feels like you're demoralized or it's frustrating. I was new too. I've been around for a long time, and I was going 0-2 at one point.
And let me just say, I used to not even be able to get rounds off Kenny. No. Sometimes I can get games off Kenny now. I have not gotten a set off Kenny. When I do, he's gonna be mad.
Listen, I want to seriously thank everybody to come out.